Hello. And today we'll be playing Heroes Advent. We're going to be doing day 14 for Way. You need to get up. You can't let Way do all the work. Get up, your foot nudges a small bucket filled with water, a washcloth draped over the side. That dragon. Dipping the cloth in water, you sat at the edge of the tent, giving yourself the cowboy special, wiping down only the important parts in lieu of a full body wash. Feeling the water wash through your fur as you cleaned out the gunk while listening to the sounds of nature, it was a relaxing change of pace. Granted, a warm shower would have been an improvement, especially with Way helping you wash, but the tranquility put you at ease. Wish every day could be like this, not having to worry so much. You caught your reflection in the water, seeing the now familiar canine face, a passive reminder who gave you that shape. And while you're at the Akai, unsettled the calm in your mind as you finish washing up. Putting your clothes back on, you dumped out the water into the grass to bring it with you on your way to the fire pit. Stepping out of the tent, you found Cody already there, tending to his trusty cooking pot. Oh, morning, Dave. Hey. You sat at the log across from Cody, placing the bucket at your feet. Maybe since he last took care of someone other than his brother, huh? It took you a moment to catch on to what Cody meant. Oh, that's so, huh? Right. Speaking of which, where is everybody? Oh, Max is still catching up on some sleep, I think. Alex has been up for a while now, but he has some tests to keep an eye on for now, or so he said. The way he's still on watch duty, I assume? Yep. You looked around as the bear fell silent, returning his attention to the simmering pot. Seeing that the dragon won't be back for a while, you excuse yourself a bit for a walk along the clearing. You spent a good while wandering around, making sure not to stray too far from the perimeter. Strangely enough, you didn't want to Way even once. Sometimes you would hear vegetation crunching, but as soon as you looked over, there wasn't anyone there. You had a feeling that the dragon was just messing around with you, or maybe he was just serious about patrolling the area. After a while, you decided to go back. Upon your return to the fire pit, you found the bear in raucous company with Alex and surprisingly Way as well, already seated on the nearby logs. What, Way? What are you doing here? I was out looking for you. You didn't have to do that for me. Just did an extra lap around before I came back. Was hoping to find a few extra aromatic herbs for breakfast. They do always taste best when fresh. Cody seemed immensely pleased with Way's efforts, wafting the scent of the stew from yesterday's leftovers. What was the occasion? Well, I was feeling really motivated this morning. Guess he must have had a restful night like I did. You leaned into him, prompting Roy to wrap his arm around you, pulling you closer still. Yeah, it was the best night I've had in a while. The least mind retching behind the log at your displays of affection with the dragon. I wonder if I could make this coffee sweet enough to put me into a coma. He contemplated the container of sugar in his own half-finished cup of coffee. Cody reached over to Lance, gingerly prying it from his claws. Leave some for everyone else, Alex. Hey, I still need that. I'm only on my first cup of coffee. Your wife sniggered at the bickering between the two, basking in the calm of their camaraderie, camaraderie like the night before. Is there anything we can help you with, Cody? The bear shook his head, seemingly pleased with himself. Everything is all set. Just need to wait for Max and we'll be able to have breakfast. Alright then. You burrowed yourself into Ray's side, earned an awkward smile from Cody, and indebted her for Alex. With everything settled down, Alex brought up the readings for everyone to see. Your heart was beating in your head the entire time. Hold on to Ray as the look of dread dragged their mouths into troubled scowls. When the city finally came into view, you heard a cry from outside, though it zoomed by as quick as the scenery. Max. Sir Maxwell. Sir Maxwell. Halt, by order of Guildmaster Alec. Despite their cries, Max did not stop the carriage. The secure box now a potential death trap coming into the city. The armored guard moved into position, flanking the carriage as he followed your advance. When you arrived at the eastern gate, you were greeted with the city in disarray. Signs of vandalism and destruction visibly evident on the buildings around the entrance. Down a straight-away path, you can see Veteran Park in the distance. Max made a sharp turn down the streets as he spotted purple blurs speeding past a few blocks further down. No. It's like they said, the outskirt is already overrun. This really is happening. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wizard beast in my city. Yeah, I hear you, Max. You should report back to Father at the guild. Probably not the best idea to engage right now. Damn it, Lady Elisa. Turning the carriage back onto the back roads, your group made haste back to the guild. Along the way, you listen to the murmurs of the others as the streets lined up with broken glass, stone, and wood. Whatever passed by here did so without regard for what was here. The outskirts were not their target. As soon as their carriage rolled into the guild, the scale of the damage over the course of hours laid bare before you. Max hopped off the driver's seat to open the door for you before dashing into the crowd. The four of you clambered out, following as best you can behind Max, navigating through the cluttered field, where tents, tables, tarps, blankets were scattered all about. Few infirmaries tending to the wounded, the medics appeared to be civilians judging by the clothes they wore. Elsewhere, adults tending to crying children assisted in gathering the displays or generally looking for some way to help. The rest were crowded around the entrance of the guild where Master Alaric stood upon a podium so his voice could project outward. People, please. We're doing what we can to reunite you with your loved ones and evacuate you to safety. Do not leave the perimeter of the guild until the caravan is ready. Master Alaric, Maker's Breath, Maxwell, Vaughn just sent for your team. We departed from the Akai as soon as we heard the explosion, sir, said the Guardian. Crystals fall. So the Guardian crystals fall. was heard that far out. Well there, Kai, do you manage to get results? We have, Master Alaric. I brought all the data required to repair the GC. Well done, lad, but I'm afraid it has come to naught. What do you mean? The saboteur has attacked us from within. The laboratory has been ransacked and set ablaze. The towers are under fire, so that's why the guards can't communicate with the guild. Indeed, we could not communicate with the outpost to warn you, nor contact our field agents in this vital moment. What are we to do? The lab, my inventions. I apologize for having to ask this of you. I require you all to help in the evacuation efforts. Max marched forward, saluting diligently toward Alaric. Maxwell, Silverbang, at your command, sir. Maxwell head out into the city and help with the evacuation efforts. Any injured or trapped, make sure they are brought back safely. We'll attend to them. Yes, sir. Alexander. Yes, sir. I understand this might already be your intent, but you are to head down to the labs and salvage whatever weapons and technology we may require once we evacuate. So Crystal Coast fall, that Kai may well be the last bastion of this entire continent we can seek refuge at. Even so, we cannot give up our resistance here. Yes, Uncle. Cody. With a high influx of refugees, we need you to help keep them fed. Yes, an army marches on its stomach, sir. Well said. With that, you need to hurry. You are remaining assistant and struggling in there on its own. With remaining, one of them's gone missing? I believe so. Your tavern reported one personnel missing in action earlier this morning. Do you know who it was? That I'm afraid we do not know. Our scouts still haven't spotted him in their reconnaissance. And we cannot spare more manpower to investigate missing persons. I understand. I'll head into the kitchen to help with provisions. Good man. Where would they go at a time like this? I just hope he's okay. Indeed. And Ray? One moment. Where's Raymond? Look around, you realize that Dracula was not there anymore, apparently having slipped away during Alan's address. Why? Where did he go? He was right here. Max turned his head about, wafting the scent lingering into the air, eyes widened as he seemed to have found what he was looking for. He only left just now, his scent is still strong. Where did he go? What would possess him to leave without dismissal? Maxwell, find Raymond and inform him of his orders. What were you going to ask of him? We've been attempting to breach the perimeter of the Crystal Park. So far, we haven't been able to penetrate into the inner sanctums where Lady Spring is. I need Raymond to lead our scouting party to find a weak point in their ranks. I'll let him know, sir. Very well. You all got your orders. Carry them out. Dismissed. Barely taking a moment to pause, Alaric turned away from you to address another group of mercenaries in need of instructions. You heard the man. We have our orders. Let's move out. With a collective nod, Coda and Alex headed toward the main building, leaving you and Max outside in the crowded field. Alex's voice was still booming from the other side of the platform, barely standing out above them with disquieting despair that filled the air. The pain groans and desperate cries filled any potential silence to process the tumultuous situation you collectively been caught in. It suddenly made you feel small, as small as the pebbles underfoot. With all the citizenry compacted into the small field, you felt like a grain of sand just waiting to pass through the hourglass. Passing without notice, alongside the many other lives forever altered all around you. Your mind continued to barrel through every thought that crossed it. The futility of survival, the overwhelming odds, the very real threat of being corrupted beyond salvation. Though you wanted to speculate on everything, you forced your overactive mind to quiet down. No matter the thought, he's in every one crossed by the same conclusion. None of it will matter if you don't act now. You stick your head free of the imagery, pulling yourself together just enough to find the voice. Let's get going then, Max. We need to catch up to Ray. You took the first confident steps down the paved path back to where it meets the main road. You didn't get very far when you noticed Max wasn't following. In fact, he hadn't moved from the spot since Alec had given your orders. Max? He didn't respond nor react. In fact, he didn't seem to be all there at all. At first, you surmised he might just be upset at Ray's insubordination, mulling over what to do with the dragon while tempering his own anger. But that far-off, glassy look in his eyes told you otherwise. An almost soulless gaze that stared past you. You reached out for his hand, finding it cold and clammy to the touch. Was he going through a crisis too? Max! Max! You shook his hand lightly, a little panic setting in from the unnatural temperature. Was this something Isaac Toon could go through? What could you do to help bring him back to his senses? Come on, Alec. Come on, Max. Snap out of it. We need to get going. You took a hold of Max's wrist with your other hand, tugging him along as best as you could. The Malamut's shoulder bent under your weight, but he remained cemented to the spot. You tried clinging onto his arm, leaning your whole weight onto it. We really have to go. As you jumped up, having your whole weight dropped onto him, the Malamute teetered about like a mannequin for a few moments before tensing up to hold both of you from falling. Huh, Dave, go. You need to use the lantern or something. He looked down, blinking confusedly at you, setting you down gently for you to let go. What? No. Now that you're missing it. God, no. Anyway, Max, what's wrong? You were just spacing out there just now. I just had a lot on my mind, Dave. Yeah, I felt it too. He caught a quick sneer in your direction, an almost dismissive look of disbelief. Shall we get going then? Of course. You lead. I'll follow. All right, stay close, Dave. Walking away from the lively atmosphere of the refugee encampment gave way to the deathly silence of the barren streets. The further you departed from the guild grounds, the quieter things seemed to get. The unsettling murmurs of battles and agonized cries in the distance. Whether it came from nether beasts or mercenaries, you couldn't be sure. Just that blood was still being spilled somewhere in these once civil streets. The only thing preventing you from pushing it out of your mind was the lingering stench of blood in the air and the simmer of it across the stones. This is really happening. Everything's falling apart right before our eyes. Hey, Dave, pay attention to your surroundings. I am. The Malamute nudged your back to keep pace with him. We can't afford to get separated again. Again? Raymond, there's power in numbers, so stay alert. Right. How are you so unaffected by all this, Max? The canine stopped to give you a fixed look, almost making you regret bringing up the subject. I am affected, Dave, but I can't afford to let my feelings get in the way of work. I don't think I could do the same if my hometown were just devastated. You should try to push those feelings down if you ever do, Dave. There will always be time to mourn when we're safe. On the battlefield, we need to. The Malamute thought better of what he was about to say, instead focusing back on following Ray's scent. The scent of corrupted blood A corruption and blood is muddying Ray's scent. Do you still have it? Yes, but it's getting faint. If things keep up like this, we might have to focus our attention on the townsfolk instead. Is there no other way to gain the scent? Not like this. Unless he stopped somewhere long enough for it to stand out. You stopped for a moment, hand over your pocket, feeling the weight of the communicator. How good is your training? Max perked up, giving you his undivided attention for a moment. Not as great as my scent tracking, but still decent. Why do you ask? He pulled out the communicator, holding it up for Max to see. What if we called him? Will you be able to hear his communicator thing? Max tilted his head, still unsure of what you were getting at. The communicator's notifier sound isn't that loud. It's still worth a shot, isn't it? You decided to open up the communication channel, switching it towards Ray's frequency preset. The two of you perked your ears up, attempting to catch any distinguishing sounds amidst the static. Most of the distant noises were still too distracting for you, but the look of bewilderment on Max's face told you that he'd heard something. Did you hear? He held his hand over your muzzle as he could continue to listen, pointing towards one side of the road. I think I heard something down this way. Keep calling him. Don't let the sound go out. You nodded, keeping the communicator close to your ear as he kept pace with Max. The two of you soon racing down whatever available path you could find. Every time the communicator fell silent, you'd call again, putting you both back on track. I think I can pick up on his scent again. He's not far from here. Max took a sharp left turn at the end of the alleyway. You pivoted to follow, just in time to see the white ball of fur running toward the red-scaled man in the distance. Why? The dragon froze in his tracks, turning to face both of you. You were too far to tell, but it almost looked like he was upset you were there. You finally caught up to Max, looking up at the dragon perched atop a pile of debris, already turning away to keep running. Wait, where are you going? He turned his body in your direction, his head facing elsewhere. Why? You have to come with us. Master Alaric has given us our orders. The dragon's snout pulled back in an anchored snarl. You could almost swear his mouth was glowing. I'm not going back, mine. We can't be running off on our own like this. But I need to. Master Alaric has a task only you can do. That has to wait until we need you to come back with us to find a way into the epicenter of the crystal. Max, with your speed we can. Max, shut up and listen, will you? You both winced. You hadn't heard Ray raise his voice this harshly since the last argument between him and Max. Tristan is out there, somewhere, without his big brother. You saw how much everything's gone to shit. He might not make it without me. Tristan? He wasn't already at the guild. I didn't see him. I have to see if he's still at home. They will go with you. We'll be safer in numbers. No, you don't have to, Max. Why? What's gotten into you? What do you mean you don't want our help? The dragon looked over his shoulder down the blocked-off path beyond the collapsed building. He seemed to try coming up with a reason, though only succeeded at stammering and faltering over and over. Max, on the other hand, waited patiently, crossed his arms expectantly for the dragon to finally give his reason. Even though he'd just effectively gone AWOL a moment ago, Ray's never given you a reason to not trust him before. Ray, listen, we just want to help. What's making you act like this? You seem to have calmed down just enough to ruminate over what he just said, over what he wanted to say. I can't say, but why not? I just can't. If I said it, you wouldn't agree to help me. Why? Be reasonable. We want to help you. But you need to tell us what's going on. Max, I can't. Not now. Especially when I know you won't like what I'm going to say. What do you mean by that? We're way in over our heads, man. This is too much for you. For me. Any of us. I just can't keep losing things like this. You already lost your brother. I don't want the same for me. Why, don't. Max leaped onto the crumpled debris, trying to reach Ray. Well, the dragon didn't stand for it. Taking a deep breath, he expelled a gallon of flame, setting the rubber ablaze in a large fire. It caught Max off guard, jumping back to the ground with a deft landing. You both watched helplessly as the dragon disappeared over the hill beyond your reach. Why? Why? You stared up to where Ray once stood, through the flickering orange flames. The leg of flames burned hot as you reached out towards it. You decided to harness that immense heat into your palms, placing it over your chest. Within your mind, you went over Ray's words, the intensity of his desire to get away. You began to focus on his fleeting image. The pain in your heart to see him relieved, his refusal to speak to you, the trepidation in his eyes. In that moment, the flames seemed to reach out to you as you found yourself attuned to its element, almost as if recognizing you. Extending your hand outward, you attempted to command the flames, and wordlessly they parted like the tail of the Red Sea, still burning harshly as it clears a path just thin enough to traverse. Huh? Is this something the null element can do too? You open your eyes to look towards Max. You mean fire users can't do something like this? I guess I never thought of it. Pyromancy is usually a more offensive magic. He shook his head aggressively, regaining his faculties. Never mind that. We can get through the flames now. Let's follow him. Matt stepped forth, waiting for you to continue clearing a path for you both. But the image of Ray's pain expression still lingered in your chest, coursing through your body along with your mage. Max, I think it would be better if I handled Ray. But what? But we certainly split up. I can take care of myself, Max. You have your orders from Master Elric. But, Max, I need to save Ray. I can't just let him leave like this. The Malamute face twisted into one of apprehension as if further twisting the dagger in his heart with every second passed. He seemed to have caught on that the longer he ruminated, the more lives were at stake. All right, you bring back Raymond and Tristan safe to us, Dave. I'm counting on you. He gave Max a smile, accompanied by a thumbs up, as you pushed your way through the walls of the fire, slightly nervous as you could feel it encircle you, just barely away from your fur. May the Maker watch over you. You managed to hear Max mutter before his footsteps faded into the distance, obscured by the crackling flames. I'll bring our friend back home, Max, I promise. Scaling down the other side of the hill, you wasted no time in giving chase. Calling out for Ray, you kept the communicator on contact, though it seemed he had caught on to your tactics. Each ring lasting less than the last, until it stopped entirely. Come on, Ray, where are you? Taking me. You muttered between panting breaths, hoping to see his recognizable bright red scales along the byroads or alleyways. But all you've seen so far has been more destruction and desolation than before. You can feel your heart beating faster, only imagining what Ray must be thinking if he's been through here as well. You push your legs harder, your lungs burning as you called his name louder. Ray! You looked around, and almost at instant a huge wave of relief washed over you, cooling the flames of panic inside. What? You ran the rest of the way there, crashing into the dragon's hot, sweaty body. You sure scream a lot for someone so out of breath. Well, I don't even The two exchanged glances, still panting sprint, from a long sprint towards whichever destination you had in mind. Dave, thanks for going after me. Of course, I couldn't just leave you there. Still, you should have left Max. You should have let Max come with as well, I think. No, he wants to save everyone. I'm just here for my brother. Right. Let's go look for him, then. Right. We should be right over. No. No. This can't be. The dragon exclaimed in disbelief, seemingly noticed something unbecoming within the ruins below. It was a lone building still standing among the wrecks. Its entrance hasn't collapsed, yet the way was littered with debris and corpses. Seems like the monsters have broken through the barricade, judging by the bite and claw marks upon the walls as well as the victims. Is this where we lived? Yes, damn it. I should have went for him sooner. Tristan! Tristan! The dragon yelled out his brother's name as he dashed headfirst into the ruins. Wait, what up? You sprinted down the slope, trying your best to keep up with him. You weren't even half as agile as Ray, making traversal against the debris-littered streets all the more daunting. Though eventually you did manage to catch up as he slowed down here and there along the way to search for his brother. Ray! Dave, keep up, will ya? He can't have gotten far from here. Hold it! What? Seriously, don't you think it's risky to keep sounding like that? You might as well just alert the entire Nether army to where we are. Fair. Then that'll just make my job easier. I'll burn them all in one go if I have to. Tristan! Oh, for maker's sake, please let Tristan be safe. Right, listen. Huh? Are you absolutely sure that he's still around the area? Aye. No, it's just a gut feeling that he's in danger right now. Then what if he's already made it out of here in time? I'm sure he's already safe back at the guild by now. And what if he didn't get out of here in time? He's the only family I got left, Dave. If anything ever happened to him, I don't. Like, let's not go there, yeah? Actually, how old is he? 19, just joined the guild recently. Really thinks himself a hot sot. Doesn't mean he got half the experience to fend for himself in the field, though. Sounds awfully like someone I know. Listen, Dave, I don't. What? You decided to pull him in for a hug. You could feel his heart basically jumping out his chest. Poor guy must have been awfully anxious at this point. Dave, what are you doing? We gotta find Tristan fast. Try to calm down, yeah? Take a deep breath. You got this. After a moment of hesitation, he decided to follow your instruction. You could feel his heartbeat slowing down with each breath he took. Guess I needed that. There, see? Was that so hard? Now, if your brother is anything like you, I'm sure he'll make it through this whole ordeal. You think so? Well, he's a dragon too, right? Of course, we're both pure dragons. Then I don't see why you're fussing over this. He's probably even saving lives as we speak. Look, you don't gotta say that for my sake, Dave. I know my brother. Guy's got too much zeal for his own good. You gotta trust me on this one, right? I'm confident that he's safe. And if I'm wrong, you don't even have to forgive me. I'll bear that burden for the rest of my life. Jeez, those are fighting words, Dave. You're that sure about it, huh? Positively. You didn't have to say that. My brother's everything to me, yes. But I can't think of a future without you either. Right. Fine, I'll take your word on this one. Thanks, son. Well, let's do one last sweep around the area. See if we can't find traces of someone that might know where he went. Right, but what's the plan after we found him? Let's head to the harbor and leave the city altogether. What? I cut bait? You might have to. That's not right. Look, Dave, I don't want to take any more risk. My parents took their chances with this city, and look where they are now. But where would you even go? No idea yet. Maybe Hainan, maybe Siberia, just somewhere far away. If we do make it there, then we could start over. Maybe I'll get to open a flower shop or at least a vegetable stand. You're welcome to join, Dave. If not, consider this our last mission together. You felt rather torn hearing that. Part of you wanted to support him in his endeavor, but isn't abandoning duty treason, especially for a Galantir? I'll need to reason with him later, but now I'll see where this plan goes. He quietly held his hand. No matter what happened, you'll do your utmost to guide him back to reason. The dragon stopped at several overrun streets along the way, searching for any sign of life. Upon close inspection, you notice that some of the corpses you spotted earlier bore the Galantir insignia. Damn, they're from the guild. Tristan. He was still calling out for his brother, albeit in a calmer manner, and much quieter this time. Things were eerily quiet for the rest of the way. You wondered if everyone there had already made it out before the attack hit. He kept close to the dragon as he took the sudden turn around the next street corner, which seemed to lead you into another residential district. This area seemed oddly intact compared to the ruins you just went by, at least most of it anyway. There were still people in their homes peeking at you through their barricaded windows. The rest in the streets were either boarding up doors and entrances or wandering about the collapsed buildings close by. Excuse me, hey. Ray approached the buck on the other side of the street, seemingly rummaging through the debris in search of something. Huh? What? What are you people doing out here in the streets? What does it look like? We're looking for our belongings. The damn town hall crashed and burned half an hour ago, and I'm still trying to find my files. Files? House certificate. This is all just rubbles. I'll come claim compensations at the guild later. He looked up to the garden crystal looming ahead of you. Yeah, I don't think that's the biggest of your concerns right now, sir. Okay, what are you suggesting? I mean, you could just evacuate. And then what? Sit at the guild begging food? No, sirree. I'll just stay here guarding whatever I got left. Surely Lady Spring got it all under control, no? Well, I guess. The buck simply ignored you both and walked off with a shrug. Still, it's safer to just get out of here, right? Right? Yeah, but is there a place to stay here? Not like we can just force them to come with us. That's against protocol, Dave. Why would they stay here, though? Isn't it dangerous? Beats me. Maybe they value their personal belongings too much. Not much we can do about that. What do you mean by that? Aren't we supposed to help them out? I don't know, Dave. Maybe you're right, but finding Tristan is still my concern right now. Right. Fine, let's ask around for him. Thanks for understanding, hon. You both approached the civilians roaming the streets, then conversed through the barricade with those indoors. They were cooperative, but the inquiries proved fruitless so far, as none of them recognized seeing or heard of Tristan around those parts. Are you sure you haven't seen him around? He's a blue dragon, looks and dresses similar to me, but a bit shorter. No, I don't think I've seen anything blue coming by today. All I saw was those icky purple things crashing through the gates. Right, that's an attack wave. I hope Twist wasn't caught in that. I hope not either. I'm sorry, sir. Maybe he's already made it to the harbor. Hold on. Why the harbor? Just a guess, sir. I heard some of us were planning to leave town seeking asylum there. Right. That gave me a few leads. Thank you for your time. My pleasure, sir. Glad I could be of help. Now Packer closed a peep shutter on the boarded up door as he went back inside. Right, huh? What was that all about just now? Right, just gotta... Right, huh? You ran over and hurt his behind, keeping him from straying away too far on his own. Dave, what's with you today? Well, something tell me you might be needing this right now. Shall I stop? The dragon suddenly flipped you around into an even tighter embrace, squeezing the air out of you. Ooh. Never said you had to, huh? Hey, bit too tight there, huh? Your fault, you started it first. He relented, but not before giving you a quick kiss. You're right. Maybe I need this after all. Thanks, love. You're welcome. So, do you want to talk about it? About what? What's on your mind right now, for starters? I know you're thinking about Tristan, but what makes you this worried? Do you know about Max's brother, Dave? I might have heard of that. He had a younger brother or something. Yeah, poor guy went into the King's domain with one of our recon detachment. Been a few years now. We never heard from them again. Max just hasn't been the same since. Are you worried Tristan might have the same fate? Not without reason, of course. Twist is even more reckless than that guy. He wouldn't last a day out there. When he told me he'd sign up for the guild initiation, I deliberated day and night whether to stop or support him. But knowing him, even if I forbid him from entering, he just figured out a way through sheer stubbornness. Yeah, I can see where he gets that from. Ouch. Sure knows to him where it hurts, huh? Well, in the end, I decided to let him do what he wanted. Gotta wonder if I did the right thing there. If he got himself into trouble because of me, wouldn't know what to do with myself. Hey, let's not go there yet, alright? I joked about your stubbornness, but if he's anything like you, that persistence will also keep him alive more than we realize. I don't think that's how that works, Dave. Then what do you suppose we would have done? Knowing him, he'd probably be trying to save as many folks he could, then lead them to safety. Right. Then I was right. He's just like you in that manner. What manner? Confident, daring, charismatic, enough to sway others with your ideas. Wow, can't tell if you meant that or just trying to blow smoke on my ass. I just wish he'd take after my good traits and ditch the rest. Man, only one can hope. But still, I guess you do have a point. If he looks up to me this much, I really should lead by example. What's on your mind? I'll try to persuade these people to leave. So, what's stopping you before? Nothing. I guess I just didn't feel like it. If my brother's in danger, the whole world can go to hell until I'm absolutely sure he's safe. I know. That's no way to go about it. He wouldn't have wanted me to sink that low either. Well, at least you changed your mind on that. Yeah. I just hope he's actually at the harbor. What if he's at the guild? Why not go there instead? I mean, sure, that's also possible, but for now, I'm willing to take my chances. If it works out, then it'll be two birds with one stone. We get these people safe and sail out of the city with Triss. I hope it doesn't come to that. But I'm with you all the way. Let's go. Thanks, hon. And so you both went to ask the residents to come with you to the harbor. Many of them were either reluctant or just outright refused, though eventually you managed to gather quite a crowd all packed up and ready to go. The main streets leading out of the residential district somehow looked even worse than when you last arrived. Despite the guild's best efforts, the Nether army still plowed through the streets defenses. The Nether army still plowed through the city defenses, leaving the crossroads rampant with the infected. After several risky maneuvers, your group made it safely across the western crossroads. The Nether horde seemed to be thinning out the closer you got to the harbor, as though they had a more important target elsewhere in the city. As the sounds of carnage and bloodshed faded into mere echoes, the harbor itself was eerily quiet. Most of the buildings and establishment seemingly abandoned shortly after the attack hit the city. It's so quiet here. Where did everybody go? Something tells me they might have retreated out to the coast. Let's go. You had your doubts, but things turned out just as well you suspected. Ahead of the piers were several barricaded checkpoints sealing the path towards what looked like the entire naval fleet in the back. Well, that's a lot of ships in one place. Most of the ships were docked sideways, forming a blockade with their armaments pointed directly at the shore. You could spot a few other ships sailing outward along the coastline. Yeah, looking like the whole Great Fleet is here. Gotta wonder why they haven't moved into halt. A booming voice projected from the checkpoint stopped you all in your tracks. Identify yourselves, or we will fire upon you. Wait, we're friendlies. The dragon was ahead, holding both arms up in a pacifying manner. The soldiers at the checkpoint seemed to relent as they recognized the guild insignia on him. As Ray gestured forward, you hurried the refugees along. Soon enough, you all made it to the checkpoint's barricade as a heavyweight, crowded, possibly one of the naval officers, approached you. Identify yourself, soldier. Raymond Azario Ignis, and the Gallantier 4th Division, sir. 4th Division. Sekosa, you people lost or something. The inland headquarters is half the coastline away. Please hear me out, sir. The enemy has already overrun the northwestern residential district. It was either here or back to the guild, which is at least several leagues away. It would be suicide. I see. And these are civilians you brought among yourselves. Yep, from what's left of the residential districts we came from. The officer heaved aside as the dragon gestured towards the ragtag group behind you. Chipale, can any of you people fight? We still require more men to reinforce our flanks. Aside from the elderly and youngling, most of us definitely can, sir, but our weapons were lost in the attacks. Nah, poor Adare. We can arm you so long as you men are willing to fight. Understood, sir. Just point us where you need us. Va bene. Assign. Let them through. Arm any able men and have them fall in line before the next barrage commences. Yes, sir. Ray led the way as the sailors left an opening through the barricade. The familiar clamor of wartime resurfaced as you arrived at what felt like an entire garrison of its own. The sheer manpower stationed here could very well rival with those back at the guild, if not more. Ray signaled as you stopped just side of the checkpoint while the sailors led most of the refugees away to one of the dock ships, saving the men ready to fight. There, these folks should be safe here for now. Nice. See, I don't get it. With this much manpower, why haven't they moved into the city and help us? This armor along could easily turn the tide. Asking the million platinum questions there, Dave, was one of the same thing too, to be honest. I guess that they're either guarding this post to make sure it doesn't fall like the rest of the city. Or maybe there's something more going on than we don't know yet. Right, but enough about that. Let me ask around. The twist is here. We could board a ship and set sail out of here. Don't get ahead of yourself, right? And there he goes. Well, let's see where this goes. Excuse me. The dragon went to one of the sailors near the aforementioned docking ship. Of course, yeah. Have you seen my brother Tristan? He's a blue dragon, looks and dresses like me, but a bit shorter. Yeah, non-so. Lots of blue folks around here, but don't think I've seen anyone like him around, sorry. Right, one more thing. If we board the ship now, can you take us away from the city? Away from the city? Yes, preferably somewhere safe, uninvolved in this war. Ufa, I don't think you understand what's going on right now. Due to the skirmishes, no ships are to leave or enter the harbor at any given time. Really? Then why are there still ships leaving the docks as we speak? This is our recon detachment. We are attempting to probe for suitable angles to support the mainland forces with bombardment. I see. Still, please consider it. Maybe we can strike some sort of deal for this. I'm a gardener. I can give you a bunch of exotic fruits on top of paying you handsomely for the menagerie. I always said we can't do that. Look, I can see your frustration, friend. I got family that wanted out of this too. But the moment we abandon this post, things will go south very fast. No, I understand. Thank you for your time. Good luck. May your brother be safe. The Ethan sailor gave Way a courtesy nod as he returned his sip. Yeah, thanks for nothing. Way, you okay? Yeah, come on. Maybe some other sips will agree to take us in. And so Way continued to try his luck, with a few other sips happened to remain at the pier at the moment, only be met with the same refusal. You could feel the frustration as well, especially as desperation oozing out of him. You were rather frazzled as well, seeing the dragon struggle so much against the sailor's firm yet dismissive demeanor. Ultimately, both of your efforts didn't amount to much as you met up again near the first sip. You felt bad looking at the dragon. He was clearly stressed out of his mind, only staring vacantly out to the sea at this point. Why? What? Did you find him, Dave? What? No, I don't think he's around here, Way. Damn it, where can he be, Tris? Dave? Yes? I'm really blanking out here. I don't know what to do. I probably should do something, but all I can think of is Tris. I need to figure out where he is, then make sure he's safe. Hey, it's okay. Sometimes things just take a bit of time to sort out. Don't fret so much. How can I not? He's my brother, Dave. What if he ended up like Max's, all torn up without anyone to help? What if he ends up corrupted? What the hell would I do then? Do I help, or do I just end his suffering? Wait! Sorry, had to snap you out of it there. Listen, it's okay. I know you're scared because you haven't found him yet. I mean, I'm worried sick too, but I don't think we should dwell on that so much. We should never lose hope that he's still safe and sound. But he leaned in to give him a kiss, feeling his tense muscles relax as he returned the gesture. Stay strong. We can still find him together. You're right, thanks, hon. I needed that. I'm always here for you. Thank you. Well, should we head back to the guild and look for Tris there? Yeah, might as well head back there. Pretty much got nothing to lose at this point. Pardon me, huh? An Uncle Sailor gestured at you as you approached. Are you two planning to head back into the city? Yes, why do you ask? Well, you'd be in luck. The counterpuss is happening soon. We're making an attempt to clear a path towards Vigilum Park. Then from there, only I believe you can find your way back to the headquarters. Right. Why didn't you guys launch a counterpuss sooner? We could have used the help when the attack happened hours ago. Sadly, things weren't that cut and dry, lad. Our communications grid went down the moment we heard explosions from the Guardian Crystal. The fleet quickly reassembled here, but we were in the blind the whole time. We could not reach Master Alaric, and any runners we sent into the city never made it back. Our only hope right now is to move out to secure Vigilum Park, then link up with the headquarters later. Well, sounds to me like our ticket back to the guild. I agree, might as well help them out on our way back. Bravo, your diligence is commendable, soldiers. Speaking of the devil. As if on cue, several groups of sailors and fighters marched towards the checkpoint. You recognize some of them among the refugees you just led there. It would seem they had volunteered to be part of the counter-strike. I suppose this is it. I wish you luck out there, lads. Salvador Tigili. With that, the Oracle returns his sip, prompting you all to join their ranks. You went left rather discombobulated, still having trouble processing the entire turn of events. While Way, on the other hand, seemed to have warmed up to to this change of plan, despite his initial apprehension. Why? Huh? We'll find him, don't worry. You've been telling me that a lot, almost sounded like a broken record there. Well, I just wanted to reassure you. Thanks. Anyways, come on, let's ready up. They should be moving out soon. Alright, let's go. The newly assembled brigade marched out of the harbor in an orderly fashion, quickly occupying the northern crossroads as he followed closely. As per the captain's briefing, the brigade was to split up into two groups, one heading straight for the Visceral Park's outer wing, while the other clear the path along the Market District, then link up at the park's inner wing. You tagged along the latter group. As much as you feared things didn't go according to plan for your group, ran into significant enemy presence at the Market District, prompting you to break away somewhere along the eastern crossroads. From there on, you thankfully did not run into much opposition, though Ray still insisted on carrying you into his arms as he raced down back towards the guild at breakneck speed. Geez, we made it back. We're so back. Well now, you alright, Dave? No need to shout. You winced immediately, stretched your legs as the dragon placed you down. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't help myself just now. Also, that got me pretty sore all over, but think I'll be okay. At least we made it back in one piece. Either way, thank you for boarding the Red Dragon Express. Hope you'll ride with us again in the future. I mean, sure, I'd love to, but I probably want to keep my spine even more. Don't be like that. I'll be more gentle next time. Oh, come on now. You fell right into that one. Why? What? Tristan! You barely caught a blue blur rushing past you as Ray caught the other dragon in his arms. That must be him. Brother, it's you. I was wondering where you went. I'm so glad you're safe. You want to talk. There I was, worried sick that something might have happened to you. Where have you been, man? How did you make it back to the guild all by yourself? Well, actually, I wasn't by myself. When the attack happened, the guild people at the neighborhood told us to gather around, then wait for them to come back. But I convinced them to just wait around, while I gathered as many of us as I could. Then they led us back to the guild. Along the way, we did have the fight, but thankfully everyone was safe. You probably won't believe it, but my heart was racing all the time. I was so afraid some of us wouldn't make it. Hey, even I feel nervous just listening to you talking about it. Must have been really scary. Yeah, I believe it. It's incredibly nerve-wracking to be in that situation, and yet you not only made the right call, but also saved more folks in the process. You're a natural, Tris. You totally aced the trail of valor. Ain't no way you fail at this point. Hey, you don't have to butter me up like that. I still got a lot to learn still. Oh, humble. That's good. Keep your head down and never stop learning. That's how you get far in life. The younger dragon only chuckled as he was practically soured with lots of love and head pats. That's right. Tris, I wanted to meet Dave. Hi, Tris. Oh, it's you. You must be the VIP he told me about. Well, VIP might be a bit much. I won't lie. You do look like you aren't from this world. Is it that obvious? Since you aren't supposed to say that out loud, it's a classified intel. Oh, sorry. It's alright. No harm done yet. Still, the VIP part is true, though. Dave's very important to me. Wow. You glance over to your younger dragon, who was already snickering as he looked away. He's like this all the time, isn't he? Yep. All the time with all the people he met. Well, hey, don't rat me out like that, Tris. Well, you started it, not me. Drat using my own tactics against me. Here, you're my role model for a reason. Come here, you. You couldn't help but chuckle as the dragon brothers heard it out. Much like his younger brother, Ray seemed so blissful that plan about leaving the city must have been behind him already. Well, now that's out of the way. That wasn't me. That was definitely me then. I think we were in the middle of breakfast when the whole commotion happened, right, Dave? I think so. I think so, yeah. Now that you mention it, I'm really starting to feel peckish too. Well, you guys should head to the tavern. They're chumming out a five-star buffet for Watsons. We're eating really good. Really? Wouldn't that put them out of business? What is that bear thinking? Well, I don't know. The food does feel like it would have been expensive to buy normally. But everyone seems more relaxed because of this. Huh, well, they do say an army marches on its stomach. Something like that, yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I need to go report my findings to the guild. You've completed your first assignment after all. I guess you could say that. I haven't got my badge yet, but they still treat me like one of them are waiting. Anyways, I'll go now. Love you. Tristan bumped head with his older brother, before winding off into the guild. So, what now? Guess we might as well rest our feet for a bit. Don't mind if I do. As your knees buckled, you felt your whole weight bearing down on you as you landed butt first to the grass. Between keeping up with Ray and digging through all that rubble, the fatigue was finally catching up to you. The dragon also joined your side shortly. They still grow up fast, huh? Still feels like yesterday when he spoke his first words. Time flies, as they say. So it does. There's still much to be done. Yeah? Oh, sorry, just thinking out loud. It's been a huge relief to see Twist safe and sound, Dave. Yeah, no, likewise. I'm glad the best case scenario happened. He made it back safe, and he also saved lives. Yeah, but he shouldn't have to deal with this. War was something our parents had to go through. We have to be strong for our loved ones. But it just isn't fair that kids like him have to face this kind of threat. He was safe this time, I know. But what about the next time we needed to move out? You and I know that once out there, one might not make it back. Sorry, Ray, I don't think I have an answer for that. I just know that we gotta try and give it our all. Yeah. And that might just be good enough. Come on, let's go find our guild master. I probably got some explaining to do. I'm sure you'll be fine. Let's go. Here, thanks for the vote of confidence. Walking back up the pathway towards Alaric's stage, you notice someone already there. Yes, the guild master was that familiar Malamute and his target companion. All three of them seemed disgruntled than ever. I see. So you're saying that all the residential and warehouse districts have been overrun entirely? Yes, I'm afraid so, Master Alaric. I believe the market district and production facilities are still being heavily contested as we speak. Then what of the neighborhood you've scoured? We've gathered as many survivors as we can, but other than that, we had no choice but to retreat here. Damn it. We're rapidly losing our ground here. We cannot afford to sit on our asses any longer. But Max is right, Dad. We're just bleeding men if we keep sending out these smaller groups. Yes, unless we coordinated a proper counterattack, taking back those districts is nigh impossible. I see. I had wanted to minimize losses by retaking our strong points early, but in doing so, perhaps I've sent even more men to their deaths. Very well, this needs to change now. Tobias, gather what men you could from the remaining infantry divisions, then have them follow Maxwell's team one day and Bork. Whilst that, I won't let you down. Antarga noticed both of you. On his way out, only giving Ray a courtesy nod as you approach the podium. Raymond. Sir and Max. Hey, glad to see you and Dave made it back. Indeed, it is most fortunate that both of you are still with us. However, I cannot overlook your insubordination, Raymond. Running away on your own light was so foolhardy. I understand, sir. I apologize. I just had really urgent matters that required my immediate attention. Is that so? That's a promise it won't happen again, sir. Very well. See to it that it won't. With that aside, have you anything to report? I'm afraid it's nothing good. The streets are crawling with them uglies all the way from here to the northern outskirts in the harbor. The harbor, you say? We've been inspecting reinforcement from them for hours. What a maker's breath is even happening over there? Well, we ran into what looked like the entire great fleet there. I see. So the bulk of our naval fleet and the merchants are making a stand there. Yep, but from what I gathered, they were unable to talk to any of our mainland forces since the GC broke down. They sent runners trying to reach the guild, but you probably can tell none of them ever made it back here. And there I thought our seaborne allies had abandoned us. Far from it, sir. They provided sanctuary for the survivors we gathered on our way there. And it was thanks to the counterattack they sent that we were able to make it back here. I think that says enough about their loyalty to the city. More than enough, indeed. This is all crucial intel you provided, Raymond. Excellent work. Now, as for the matter at hand, we shall soon mobilize our own counterattack to gain back ground. You men best sort yourself out before the next hour. Yes, sir, I'll brief my team on the attack plan. I also have a few questions for him. Very well. I shall leave you to address your teammate, Ordina Prosperita. Ordina Prosperita. With little more than a nod, the guildmaster went back to barking orders at his subordinates, now with a fervor that he lacked before. Thanks, Max. So what is it that you wanted to ask me? There's just one thing I need to know. Did you find him? Yes, well, he was already back at the guild, so we were right all along. Probably should have listened to you there. Sorry about that. No, it's fine. Your brother is safe. You've led more people to safety and also bring back critical intel for Alaric. That's more than good enough for me. Good job, Ray. Just promise me you'll do the same for me when... The dragon interrupted him, doing a chopping motion across his neck, urging him to cut the subject short while motioning towards the guild building. Fine, let's go. He followed them both into the guild proper, still unsure what that last bit of the exchange was about. Things instead were still just as hectic as when you first left for the inner city, though people still took whatever mode they could spare to get some food, check on each other, or just rest in whichever corner one could squeeze into. The other two were still nowhere to be seen, and Ray quickly rushed to the crowd, probably finding his brother. Max, on the other hand, decided to send you back to your dorm room to wash up. Thinking back to the whole event, you still found it crazy that you somehow made it out alive. Even more unsettling was how that alone wouldn't be the last trial you'd face. On the side, you decided to cast the thought aside quickly, finishing your cleanup routine before returning to the lobby. Stepping out from the main hall, you could already feel a tilt in the ambience. Many of the guild personnel refugees sat about eating from trays or helping organize the townsfolk into units. Feeling quite hungry yourself, you decided to head over to the tavern as you overheard murmurs about the food being very good this time around. Cody was nowhere to be seen, but his canine assistant was still there, handing the food to both the townsfolk and guildmates. You decided to grab a tray, helping yourself to the meals passed over to your side. The rumors turned out to be true, as you were pleasantly surprised with the exceptional food quality that Cody's establishment was known for. From pizza, lasagna, to gourmet stews, you made sure to eat your fill before taking your leave, for you might not know if this would be your last time eating this good. Across the hall, near the shade of the platform, Alaric gave his orders from you. Across the hall, near the shade of the platform, Alaric gave his orders from. You saw Alex, Max, and Ray already there and waiting. Hey, Dave. Hey, welcome back. Looks like everyone's here. So what's happened on everyone's end? Max quickly briefed you on everyone's situation as Dave relayed to him and Ray while you were gone. From where you broke off to pursue Ray, Max carried on to the northeastern district and ran into another group of survivors. It was thanks to Toby's sudden appearance that he was able to save them all. They then headed to the agent's estate where Sebastian was manning the defense systems and providing refuge for the people. After some time, he arrived with armored transports from the mines with which they were able to bring everyone back to the guild with minimal losses. Alex, along with a fellow researcher, have managed to salvage whatever they could from the flooded labs, as well as rescuing Festin from it. As for Cody, he had rejoined the kitchen with his new assistant Tensai, and they managed to provide ample food supplies for everyone in the guild and then some. Although his other assistant, Asford, was still missing. So that's where we stand now. The guild master must have already devised a plan at this point, I surmise. Yes, we've received instructions from Master Alaric to mobilize a counter-offensive. What is our endpoint? Is in Office Rhythm Park. We must advance and rescue Lady Spring. We're to strike either the east or west entrances. Those are the ones that made progress clearing along the main roads. And thanks to Ray's intel, we now know there are also friendly strike teams moving in from the harbor. But we must act quickly to link up with them and regain lost grounds. Is everyone ready? Ready. Let's go. Move out. There's a warehouse district in front of us. We could cut through this in the residential district, pretty much a straight path to the park. Our scouts report increased nether activity in that sector. It will be a risky move. Or perhaps we could take the other fork. The eastern crossroads seem far enough away from contested areas. Correct. That's our main route for sending reinforcements to help with evacuation. Then we could loop around to the market district. Arvin, Toby, the other teams have cleared the way first. That doesn't guarantee really that the path will be completely safe, but at least that means the nether concentration will be less intense there. It'll take longer for us to reach the part 2. Yeah, ample time for the baddies to reoccupy the area. Regardless, we cannot risk it by splitting up right now. We just need to pick a path and stick to it. What do you think, Dave? Let's take the right path. Better safe than sorry. Right, let's move out, team. When the last guard down, the lesser nether beasts began to swarm into the back streets of the city. The contingent of mercenaries bringing up the rear scattered messily in pursuit of them, breaking formation entirely, much of Max's irritation. You there, what are you standing there for? Set up a roadblock here. Defensive position. Go, go, go. Yes, sir. The guards seemed to recognize who you were right away, or at least Max himself as they quickly rallied to his side. Having reconsolidated the current forces, you hunkered down at the intersection and managed to fend off another wave of nether creatures. After clearing out the area, several more mercenaries gathered by, but with how chaotic things were, Max had to step in to coordinate the fighters. You guys go on without me. I got our flanks covered. Quiet. You and the rest of the team carried on as Max stayed behind to set up a perimeter, hopefully preventing the further advancement from the Nether army. After removing another enemy threat from this area, you and the others moved on. As he made it to an intersection, Alex seemed to lag behind as he placed his equipment pack to the ground and began setting up the base of some kind of device. Alex, what are you doing? I'm setting up the portable field generator here. Seems to be that more enemy patrols might be converging here soon. The device the Lynx quickly set up turned out to be some sort of defensive structure like a Tesla tower, only that there were crystals instead of coils. At that moment, a group of what appeared to be sailors arrived at that street, rushing over to provide support for Alex. Blue, blue. Friendlies. To our right. Do not engage. Good, very timely reinforcement. The Lynx also happened to finish setting up the device, though it still seemed non-functional. This will take some time to boot up. Everyone just go on ahead. This will hopefully draw more of them away from Veteran Park. But no, I got backup here. I'll try to catch up ASAP. As more and more of the enemy seemed to converge upon the intersection, as Alex predicted, you and the others hightailed out of there. When the monster's gone from this area, you and the others moved along. Not long after, you happened to be rather tattered. You happened by a rather tattered set of tents, possibly set up momentarily in the wake of the siege. Not much to your surprise, however, most of the wounded inside were fighters, whereas the people tended to them, or at least trying to, were all civilians. Everything seemed disorganized as can be. People rushing about, bumping into each other, the wounded moaning and groaning from pain, women and children huddling in the corners. What a mess. Almost instinctively, the bear headed right into one of the tents, prompting you to follow close behind. Sorry, who's in charge here? I am. Middle-aged bovine stepped forth after gesturing to others to focus on their task. He seemed to be another seasoned fighter, similar to Cody's avian friend. Look, if you got more wounded, I'm afraid we have no beds nor supplies to spare. What's going on here? We're stretched thin as it is, lads. Never have I ever expected an invasion this fast and brutal. No one did, sir. Listen, I can help. Send any man you can back to the guild. Ask for supplies from the Honeysuckle Tavern. If you want to my staff, just tell them Cody sent you. I see, though me and a few others here are the only able-bodied left, I'm afraid. Then you just go, sir. I can take over here. For you instead. The Wolfine seemed to hesitate at the bear's insistence, though. After exchanging a few nods among his men, he seemed to have made up his mind. Very well, lad. We owe you. Lot this big one. So right now, I'm staying back to help this shelter. That much is clear, no? You go on ahead, I'll catch up as soon as they return from the guild. His strange glance with the others, he didn't seem to object Cody's decision. He decided to go past the temporarily shelter and moved along. After having cleared out the nether creatures from this area, Ray made note of how many people were still stranded and in need of medical attention. Without warning, Ray gave her a tap on the shoulder as he dashed away from the team. Wait, where are you going? Back. Need a spotter for rescue teams. Going with... The dragon's pace was too fast for his voice was lost amidst the chaos, but you could assume that he was backtracking towards the guild. On this side, you took a moment to steel yourself before moving forward. You hesitated a moment, feeling unsafe breaking off from Ray as you crossed this final stretch into the Veteran Park. There was an eerie calmness when you crossed the threshold to the outer wing. There was not a single person or nether beast in sight, and none that you could hear either. The once pristine and manicured park was left in shambles, grass scratched up by hooves and swells trampled or otherwise uprooted. You drew your sword wearily, scanning your surroundings, following along the pavement further in. In the silence, you could hear the familiar gentle hum of the guardian crystal, somehow warped into a dissonant vibration. It made you feel some kind of sick to your core, as if your stomach could turn inside out. Looking up, the once protective crystal began to feel overbearing, as though about to crush you the moment you approached the inner sanctum. Elisa, everyone's safe. We need to get out of here. You hollered as loud as your burning lungs allowed, hoping to get the rabbit sage to come out sooner. Elisa, we need to get out of here. Ray and the others will cover our escape. Still no response, not from Elisa, not from any guards, only the violent and anguished shriek of the guardian crystal. Elisa! What are you doing here? That's my question to you, dear. What on Arborea are you doing in the Sanctum? In the city at all, for that matter? No, none of that matters right now. Are you alright? I didn't hurt you, did I? And Ashford, did he try to hurt you? Easy there, Dave. It's alright. She sat up, reaching out to pull you into an embrace. At that moment, you heard footsteps running out of the room. I'm fine, Dave. I'm just glad to see you safe. And this Ashford, is that the South Cody's assistant? Why would he be here? But wait, you didn't hear everything that's happened just now? I'm afraid not. Keeping the crystal aloft is a taxing ordeal on its own. The crystal, as the rabbit says, gasp, a lost metallic twang rang out above the sanctum as the guardian crystal's chaotic vibrations began to go haywire. The ground began to rumble as the crystal approaches the ground, fully unbidden. Dave, stay close. Elisa held you tight to her chest as he vocalized an incantation. You didn't get to take in her silvery voice as chunks of the crystal crashed against the sanctum's roof. You screamed out of instinct as you felt the weight of the world crumbling down on you. So we continue. Change up this part here. That was day 14th away. So, like the other parts for day 14, I skipped the parts we always saw with Ashford, and so like you want to see the full day 14 with all that included, you can go watch it through Alex, since he's the first person to have a day 14. So I'm glad Ray was able to reunite with his brother. Turned out he was at the guild building the whole time, and he really cares a whole lot for his brother, and he's willing to break, like disobey orders to make sure his brother is safe. The guild master was not happy about Ray's insubordination, but I understand that he's a brother and he's gonna do anything to make sure that he's safe. So I'm happy that his brother is safe and they're reunited, and I'm happy that they actually made a sprite for him this time. I was wondering if he would have a sprite or not. So he's a blue dragon. He's a lot like Ray also. So happy for Ray. Okay, so we covered day 14 of all the characters, all 4 of them. So I think the next update will be a continuation of day 14, I guess. Not completely sure. But if you want to learn more about what's going to happen, you can go to their Itch.io page, or you can go to their Patreon and subscribe there. I got the social media for the game in the description box below, so you can learn more about the updates and what's happening with the game. So thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.